यस्य निश्वसितं वेदाः यो वेदेभ्योऽखिलं जगत् निर्ममेत्तमहं वन्दे विद्यातीर्थमहेश्वरम् यस्याः प्रभावमतुलं भगवानन्तो ब्रह्माहरश्च नहि वक्तुमलं बलं च सा चण्डिकाखिलजगत्परिपालनाय नाशाय चाशुभभयस्य मतिं करोतु। ऐङ्काररीङ्काररहस्ययुक्तो श्रीङ्कारगूढार्थमहाविभूत्या ओङ्कारमर्मप्रतिपादनीभ्यां नमो नमः श्रीगुरुपादुकाभ्याम्। काले वर्षतु पर्जन्य पृथिवी शालिनी. It's a beautiful occasion today when, in the context of creating heaven on earth, we are going to glorify the organizing power of Mother Divine. We are going to invoke, we are going to enliven the infinite organizing power of Sanhita, pure knowledge, the Veda, the active ingredient of the entire creation. We are going to glorify the Devata Tattva, the active principle in nature, in order that all positivity should grow, replacing any negativity on earth. Creation of heaven on earth is in terms of transformation of values from what is unwanted to what is desired. We want to put out all negativity in the world, replace it with all positivity. This Devata element of creation, this principle of action in the universe, Mother Divine, Durga, Durga Amba, we call Durga Amba, Mother Durga, the creative intelligence of the whole universe, present everywhere and promoting everything always in the direction of evolution. Durga Amba, Mother Durga. In the previous days, we have glorified Mahalakshmi, Mahasaraswati. And today, we will adore Mother Durga. The name Durga is from Durg. Durg is a fort where everything is secured, where the capital of the entire territory is kept secured, self-sufficient in its own value. So Durga is the dweller of the Durg, the indweller of the fort, so that the entire territory of the universe, the entire territory of intelligence may be completely safe and secured, completely self-sufficient, and always in the self-referral dynamism which requires no doing and which requires the fulfillment of all possibilities without doing. We call it, from the scientific platform, we call it least doing, 0 point motion, principle of least action, principle of least action. Physics, the study of the whole physical creation, calls it the principle of least action, where there is no exertion and where only the waves of bliss, waves of fulfillment, waves of achievement, instant achievement of the goal without a path. This is the performance of Mother Durga, the dweller of the fort. Nothing else can reach her. It's that indomitable, invincible, unbounded, eternal, immortal force of life, which on its own is singularity in its infinite dynamism. In this picture of Mother Durga, we have all possibility lively, in that we have infinity in a point. Universe, the entire manifest universe, in the unmanifest field of intelligence, the unified field of intelligence. The source, course and goal of all life, indicated by a very meaningful and purposeful word, Durga, the dweller of the fort. This is infinite organizing power of Mother Nature, infinite organizing power of pure knowledge, in which all the knower, knowing and known are unified. That element in creation which is manifest and unmanifest, seated in the junction point of manifest and unmanifest. We have been talking previously on this anyonya bhava, And in this consideration of the basic organizing power of nature's intelligence, we find it's seated in the junction point of manifest and unmanifest. Manifest and unmanifest. It is one at the same time two. It is this and that. It is manifest and unmanifest both at the same time. The embodiment of all possibilities. Embodiment of all possibilities. It's due to this organizing power, infinite organizing power of nature's intelligence, that we have the field effect. Field effect means whatever is in one place, that is in every place. This is the field effect. Whatever is in one place, it's spread throughout the length and breadth of the unbounded universe. Field effect. The infinite correlation value. On that level, everything is infinitely correlated with everything else. And this is the character of mother. In the mother at home, all the various tendencies and all the activities and all characters, they all meet profoundly in one quiet, silent level of intelligence, the intelligence of mother. Mother Durga, the intelligence of the entire unbounded universe, quietly, fully awake in its infinite dignity. Anyonya bhav. It is this and this also, this and this also, this and this also. Like the situation of the sap in a rose. The sap is this also, this also, this also, this also. It's green also, it's yellow also, it's flat also, it's round also. It's tender petal also, it's thorn also. All the infinitely diversified values in the ever-expanding universe, that is one element present everywhere, is Durga. The fort, where is the fort? The fort is known to be invincible from everywhere, so well protected with thick walls. What are the thick walls in which Mother Durga lives? The thick walls are the environment of the manifest in the reality of the unmanifest. Unmanifest and manifest, both. Where they both meet, there is the dweller of the fort. The administrator of the universe is in that environment. She has her own cocoon. And what make the boundaries of the cocoon? The unbounded manifest and unbounded unmanifest. So it's actually the infinite correlation, what we say infinite correlation embodiment. Embodiment of the infinite correlation, that is the sum total of the whole mechanics of transformation in the whole universe. It's that which is manifest, it's that which is always unmanifest. The junction point of the manifest and unmanifest, it's a point everywhere, evenly spread everywhere. And on the basis of that, all manifestations of the unmanifest, all mechanics, all dynamics of evolution, they just continue and continue. But where they continue? They continue in the self-referral state of that infinite, unbounded, eternal intelligence, self-referral, always in her own status. And the status is infinite correlation. Present everywhere, capable of performing all the things at all times throughout creation on a level where it's a zero-point motion, where it's duality in absolute unity, anyunya bhav. It's this and that also. It's intelligence and energy also. It's unmanifest and manifest also. Everywhere throughout creation, all the time, eternally immortal, self-referral, completely self-sufficient, invincible. That is the element of Durga. Maha Durga, Mother Divine. Durga Amba, Mother Durga. Just the name enlivens that characteristic in our consciousness. The whole intelligence of ours on the individual level gets unified with the intelligence of the whole cosmos. This is communication with the unbounded, self-interacting, invincible element of Durgamba, Mother Durga. The word Durga is so beautiful. Durga means that which is present in the Durg. Durg, the fort. One is in the fort. Remaining always there at every point in creation and in the holistic value of the creation, totality. Same Mother Divine everywhere. The source, course and goal of all streams of knowledge. All streams of knowledge in the unified wholeness of the ocean of knowledge. Pure intelligence, Saraswati, functioning belongs to Durgamba. Functioning belongs to Durgamba. When we are considering Durgamba in the one unbounded ocean of consciousness, we find the intelligence value, which is awake for its unboundedness and fully wakeful for its point value, the collapse of infinity onto its own point. This collapse of infinity on its own point is the character of Durgamba. Durgamba Paramba, the organizing power of self-sufficient field of intelligence, the organizing power lively in Saraswati, lively in Mahalakshmi, Durga, but always remaining within its own cocoon, within our own cocoon. Cocoon not made of time and space boundaries, but cocoon of the unbounded field of para. That's the cocoon. It's a cocoon, but it's a transparent cocoon with unbounded boundaries. That may choose to be a cocoon in space and time, but nevertheless, it's her choice. Her reality is always full wakefulness in the unbounded, eternal, self-sufficient invincibility. Invoking that element of Durgamba in our own awareness, in our own memory, in our own feelings, means taking the individuality to be in par with unbounded universality, completely quiet in its self-sufficiency, but in full dynamism of its self-sufficiency. That is why it commands over the entire field of all possibilities extending to infinity and available at the point value also, Durga Amba. Durga characterizes what we know to be Sanhita, unifiedness, unified wholeness. It's the Sanhita that is always within itself, always lively in the meeting point. That's why commanding both sides. Commanding manifest and unmanifest, Durga. And one little impulse of the name thrills the entire field of intelligence and then connects the individual with the cosmos. This is how, through our finest emotions, we communicate, we come in perfect alliance with that infinite organizing power of nature, which is always fully awake, always putting everything and everyone on the path of evolution, growing more and more and more and more. This is the organizing power of the ultimate, absolute level of intelligence. Mother Durga. Why we want to communicate? Because that one thing held in our consciousness, that one element held in our consciousness, that one quality of consciousness awake in our awareness. Whatever thought will be instantly fulfilled. That is the reason why we adore Durgamba. We invoke in our consciousness Durgamba in order that every thought of ours emerge from that fully self-sufficient, all-powerful, invincible force which will perform our thinking, our planning, our desire in a way that everything is available to us in a way we want it. It's a very great science of action. It's a very great science, supreme science of performance. It's a science of action. How to act. Be fully awake in the quality of Durgamba, in the quality of the organizing power of nature. It is that force which is organizing the infinite diversity of the universe with perfect orderliness based on the principle of least action. Principle of least action. The action hits directly to the goal to such an extent that the starting point of action and the ending point of action, reaching the goal, has no distance, because in every point of that infinite organizing power is contained the entire field of space and time, the whole universe. The whole manifest universe is contained within a point of that self-sufficient, fully awake, eternal, immortal field of infinite possibilities, field of all possibilities. So the whole space and time of the universe, unbounded, is already contained within a point, and therefore there is no distance When we are on that level of awareness, when we have in our consciousness the lively field of all possibilities, Durga Amba awake in our consciousness, in every point of that consciousness, the entire universe is there. Millions of light years of distances in space and in the entire space is already contained within a point. And therefore, the thought and the goal, they are no distant. The goal is there where the thought is. This is the dignity, the grandeur, the display of Mother Divine. All possibilities lively at the point of our thought emergence of the thought, pure wakefulness of the infinite correlation value of the nature of Durga Amba. And when that is lively in our consciousness, space and time, distances don't obstruct the goal being reached by the starting point of the path. The goal and the path and the starting point is all there in that awareness which is awake in the quality of Durga Amba. Unmanifest, fully awake within itself. From here comes the skill in action. When we want to do something, how to do it. Take your awareness to be fully self-referral. And there you think, and there you create the goal of thinking. You create what you desire. This is skill in action. This is skill in action. This is skill in action. Lord Krishna, the Brahman, the totality, absolute totality, has given us the technique, the skill of successful action. On that level, which physics knows to be the principle of least action. Principle of least action. And what is that principle of least action? Let your awareness be itself. Don't move. Be where you are. Just be awake in yourself. And in that self-referral consciousness, what you have is Durga Amba, the infinite organizing power of the universe. Infinite organizing power. Fully awake. Let your awareness be awake on that level of intelligence which is the home of Durga Amba. You enter the home and you bask in the warmth of the reality of the home. Let your awareness be completely surrendered. This is a very beautiful word. It's completely surrendered to Durga Amba, the infinite organizing power of Mother Divine. And then from there, you command all the laws of nature. Get what you want. This is Vedic action. This is the gift of Vedic science. My Vedic science offers this to everyone. and offers this to everyone means offers command over the infinite organizing power of nature, gives him expertise in handling infinite organizing power, infinite creative power, that intelligence which is at the basis of this, that and everything. Perform from there. And your performance will mean think, desire, Ichha Shakti. Ichha Shakti. And this desiring is a natural process. One doesn't have to exert for desiring. Huh? One doesn't have to strain for desiring. Innocently, most inactively, but fully awake in that level of intelligence, whatever the desire. And the desiring process is an automatic phenomenon. What is the desire on that level? How the desire and how the desiring is structured on that level of eternal silence and eternal dynamism in the midst of both. How? What is it? With the flow of the Veda, hymns of the Veda. The desiring of Mother Divine is displayed in the sequentially growing impulses of the primordial sound, the Veda, the richas of the Veda, the mantras of the Vedas. This flow, this is spontaneity of the eternal process of desiring from that self-sufficient, self-interacting dynamics of the infinitely invincible quality of Mother Divine, Durgamba. So the technique of performance is perform from here. Perform from this level of your own intelligence, where the intelligence is self-referral. From that self-referral level of intelligence, desire, and that desiring is enough of performance. That desiring from the self-interacting dynamics, desiring from that level of self-interacting dynamics of Mother Divine, of Durgamba. It's a natural feeling which flows into the process of evolution of sound, speech, Veda, and expresses itself in the meaning of the sound, the meaning of the sound, the meaning of speech. This is one more step of evolution of that self-interacting dynamics of nature's intelligence. Sound, its form. This is how the waves, the impulses, turn into forms and different forms. So it's the Veda in which Durgamba, Paramba, has her own eternal self-interacting dynamics of intelligence. And stationed on that level, our individual awareness spontaneously flows in that impulse of the primordial sound, the unmanifest sound, the most refined expression, the first expression in the non-expressed absolute state of intelligence. And every impulse there has the totality of the whole universe. It's like, for example, you have a seed. You properly glorify the seed. Underground, put it underground in some earth and some things, some water, something. Create an environment where all the concentrated fibers which structure the seed, each fiber begins to swell up. And when each fiber is separated from its holistic structure, and then suddenly a sprouting starts. At every level of the sprout, all the fibers have their participation. The totality is participating in the sprouting. And at every step of its growth, the totality is involved at every step of the growth. This is why. This is just an example to show how, thinking from that level of the self-interacting dynamics of intelligence, the total potential of natural law comes to design the impulse. That means the style of expression, the system of expression, the total potential of natural law, all the laws of nature together, compactified in that self-interacting dynamics. See, in that Sanhita level of Paramba, it begins to move within itself. This is what is self-interacting dynamics of intelligence, self-interacting dynamics. The seed interacts within itself. So all the fibers, innumerable fibers of the seed that structure the seed and keep it in its self-contained structure, they begin to swell. There is a self-interacting dynamics of all the fibers of the seed, and functioning within themselves, they begin to expand. And the first expression of expansion is the sprouting of a seed. The sprouting of a seed we understand in terms of thinking process. We think. How the thought arises is the expression of Mother Divine on its own level. The infinite organizing power of nature functioning on its own level. And here is the excitement or inspiration to all the laws of nature to start creating. All the laws of nature are engaged at every moment in the reverberation of this natural self-interacting dynamics of infinite creativity. So the technique for performance, the technique for successful action, the technique for action is invoke or make lively in your consciousness, or take your consciousness to that level where the consciousness is completely self-referral. And this level of consciousness is in terms of Durgamba. It is Durgamba It is Mata Saraswati, it is Mahalakshmi, Paramba. All the three are there in their holistic value, depending on our desire. All the three will promote desire in the direction which we intend. Whether the desire requires predominance of the support of Saraswati, or predominance of support from Mahalakshmi, or predominance of Durga. But Durga is everywhere in order for Saraswati to act. It's in the nature of Durgamba that Saraswati would display the streams of knowledge, and the ocean of pure knowledge will flow and flood in the direction of the desire, direction. The desire of the devotee, we say devotee. Why? Devotee consciousness is devoted to that infinite organizing power. So the individual consciousness becomes a devotee, and dedication to that means complete merger with that reality. This is what is surrender. Surrendering to Durgamba is a phenomenon of taking our awareness to that level of junction where the manifest and unmanifest, both values are comprehended. Anyonya bhav, we call it, anyonya bhav. Field of all possibilities, lively field of all possibilities. That is the surrender. And the surrendering process we know from our practice of transcendental meditation. The surrendering process is an automatic system that the grosser impulses of our feelings, they settle down into finer values and settling to the finest value, and then transcendental value, self-referral intelligence, the field of infinite organizing power, where all invincible power of Mother Durga is spontaneously available. Spontaneously available means no effort is there. So with whatever desire you have gotten onto that level, that desire gets fulfilled, because all the laws of nature rush on to fulfill one feeling of Mother Divine. The entire administration of the whole universe, infinite diverse values, but correlated with some supreme intelligence that spontaneously puts everything in its infinite dynamism, but in the huge unbounded ocean of emptiness, nothingness, silence, infinite silence, with infinite dynamism of infinite characters of different values in the whole universe. And all that present within a point. That point is reached by our process of transcendental meditation, process of transcending. And once the awareness has gone out of the boundaries of space and time, there is that field where zero-point motion is possible. Motion is there, but unmanifest motion is there. The thinker is there, but it is unmanifest. The thinking process is there, but it is unmanifest. The goal is there, but it's unmanifest. The path is there, but it's unmanifest. The starting point is there, but it's unmanifest. It is in the character of sameness, which is called Durga, the dweller of the fort. Where is the fort? Fort is that where everything is safe and secured. What is that point? Is the point, meeting point of unmanifest and manifest. There everything is safe, because neither the unmanifest is frowning on us, nor the manifest is frowning on us. It's the common enriching point of the entire course of the unmanifest and manifest. That's why it's Paramba, transcendental mother. It's a mother divine, radiating that richness and infinite support for everything. This is the most exalted area of my Vedic science. Every single person, most spontaneously, most effortlessly, taking one's awareness to that most desirable field of infinite organizing power, and from there, by mere desiring, accomplish what you want to accomplish. This knowledge, this technology is the basis of our aspiration, our global aspiration to create heaven on earth. When we got into this level of knowledge, this very simple system of taking our awareness to a field where everything is available, taking our awareness to a field where everything is spontaneously available, whatever we would want, we will not be required to exert our effort. No, spontaneously available, anything by mere desiring. Only we have to train our awareness to get stationed on that level of reality and enter that value, enter the home of Dugamba with a desire. And she doesn't have to do anything. Her status is that. If you are able to contact, you are the custodian of the infinite organizing power, and this is the blessing of Mother Divine. One only has to deserve, just reach that level, and that is a level where you don't have to ask. It's a level where everything is available, you pick up. You pick up for what you went. 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 What I'm saying is borne out with the entire sequence of infinite value of cycles of time. Cycles of time, you know. Satyug, Treta, Dwapar, Kalyug. Millions of years of very great time where every life is fully lived in accord with all the laws of nature. And then the time comes when the life starts to be lived in, maybe, just for the sake of explaining, we say, maybe 70% of the laws of nature are spontaneously lived in daily life. In the long cycle of time, the situation rises that now only 25% of the total potential of natural law becomes a living reality on earth and in heaven, in the whole universe, total potential. And then there comes a time 25% of natural law. And there comes a time when you start to go back again in the rising scale from 25 to 50 to 75 to 100, and then the circle comes. This is the eternal circle of time in the infinity of eternity. It is the eternity, it's eternity that keeps on being evaluated in terms of its own cycles. And cycles are what? Cycles of the relationship of point and infinity. Point expands to infinity, infinity expands to point, point expands to infinity, infinity expands to point. And this expansion and contraction in the field of space and time, this is going on with infinite speed. And this is the dynamism, the infinite organizing power of Mother Divine, which is a natural situation on that level of reality. For us, who are only subjected to limitations, for us is the cycle of Satyuga, very big, and then Treta, and then Dwapar and Kalyug, and then we come down to small cycles of yearly cycles and what? Daily cycles, seasonal cycles, and cycles of night and day. And so from big, huge cycle to small cycle, all this is on the basis of the nature of reality. Maha Durga is the smallest cycle. Manifest and unmanifest, manifest and unmanifest. There is nothing, no space and time completely, this and that and this and that. And then becoming bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. That is from our level of understanding. As far as the truth goes, the whole thing is there at all times with infinite speed. Satyug, Kalyug, Dwapar, Treta, Satyug, Kalyug, Dwapar, Treta. For Satyug to turn into Kalyug, for Kalyug to turn into Satyug and all, this is all the time reality, and that is the structure, that is the nature of the ultimate reality. This is the infinite organizing power that there is no end to it. We can't say only this or only this or only this or only this.